Hey everybody, how are you? Kel, Adam, we're back.
We've made it another week.
And what is this? There's a weather system hitting our friends in the States on the West Coast called a wind bomb or a weather bomb or something with a bomb in it. That doesn't sound friendly at all. And I think that we're getting a bit of a tail on that. It's windy here. So no real complaints. There's no bomb in our forecast, which is nice.
That's always.
I think it is called a weather bomb.
It's a bit odd.
Have you ever had an ice cream bomb?
What?
What does that mean?
So I used to watch the Cooking Network, and like back in the day. So this actually might have been this would have been late 90s to so Emeril Lagasse. Remember him?
Oh,
so
man.
I think it was his show or someone else's. Maybe it was his show. They had like a guest come on where it's a dessert, and so you make it in a bowl. So you put I think it was like chocolate, like melted chocolate. Then you put like a layer of ice cream, then like flat cake. Then you keep kind of doing that.
Yes,
and then you put it in the freezer and it freezes. And then you turn it upside down and somehow you get it out of there. And then you pour more more liquid chocolate, if you will, and then freeze it again. And it's called like the ice cream bomb.
I'm looking at pictures on the internet. It looks delicious.
You're welcome.
Well, it sounds exactly right. Like I think my mouth is watering.
Yeah,
and it can be at any flavor. Looking at the pictures, there's every flavor on the rainbow.
I might make that tonight.
For dinner. Nice. Well, ahead of your dinner plans, Kel and Adam, we have got some news and new music from how can I position this in a teasy kind of way? A member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class of 2020 and his side project. All right. I know. And it could be anybody. Also, that Elton John reminds us of what his incentive is to get through his farewell tour, which kind of falls under the not exactly news folder. We'll also tell you the truth about Guns N' Roses' new music, air quotes. Kelly's Trivia is going to jar your memory. We'll do a 90s rewind that'll give you the, oh, yes. And we'll also tell you who is nudging Victoria Beckham back to our favorite decade for inspiration. We'll get to that and travel down a little bit further down the spice rack. And we'll tell you who Mel C joined on stage. I know it's a groaner father joke, dad joke. Mel C was on stage. I think we should probably start there so we can get our spice on, because last Saturday morning, Mel C got a call to join Coldplay on stage. And that's my dog.
I thought that was a tambourine.
It could be. He's gifted. So Hollywood Bowl was the stage. And so she gets a call in the morning, and by the evening, she's singing with the band. And you know what happens in that case? Literally, two becomes one. I'm trying to make Kelly creep out. It's a little bit of a throwback to when we used to talk about two become one.
There's some strong finger action going on right now.
Well,
thank God for our visual podcast, which for our audio listeners, you can find on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Kelly Alexander.
For our audio listeners who were like, strong finger action, what show am I listening to?
Yeah, exactly. What's going on here? I think she also wore track pants, if memory serves, to this shindig, because I think
as she should. She's
but
sporty.
I think too, I think she messaged him to say that she was going to go to the show or something, and then he was like, come sing with me. And then away they went, which is awesome. And it's so funny because I guess I would not picture Chris Martin, who always comes off as like super serious, like a fan of the Spice Girls.
Well, he's so gentle. He's such a nice guy.
It's
true.
like
he's kind-hearted. You can see it when he speaks in interviews, when he was doing the Instagram stuff during the lockdown. He's just like a heart on his sleeve kind of guy. And of course, I mean, in keeping with his fandom for the Spice Girls, the intro for Mel C at that show was, she arrived. Please welcome from England and Great Britain and the Spice Girls, Melanie Chisholm, a.k.a. Mel C, a.k.a. Sporty Spice, a.k.a. a total legend.
That's nice.
So yeah, he loves them and her, clearly.
He and Adele should hang out. By the way, I don't know if I told you. So this is the now part of our equation. I watched Adele. She did a Vogue 73 questions feature.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so the interviewer guy asked her what she admires most about the Spice Girls. And it's funny because if you listen to it quickly, you almost think that she's like dissing them, but she's not, because he's like, what, what do you like the most about them, whatever. And she goes, they really don't care. They don't care about anything. Like that's like her answer.
Nice.
But I think she was trying to intone that like they just do their thing and like to hell with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's all
Which
good.
Adele seems to be doing as well. So that's why cool.
Yeah.
So, but I really hope that, because I don't think I've ever heard Adele collaborate with anyone. And actually in this 73 questions, she was asked who would she like to collaborate with. She says Chris Stapleton, the country star. But I think it would be amazing if she would do a collaboration with the Spice Girls.
She could do it. I think it's interesting that they ask who she's a fan of. I think that she's at a point now where I think anybody would do something with her.
Oh, anybody. Yeah.
She's that damn good.
But it would be super fun to see, because all of her songs are usually, well, not all of them, but I think, predominantly it's like serious stuff. Like she's crying, she's wailing, she's upset about somebody or something or whatever.
Mhm.
So it'd be cool if she did like a Spice Up Your Life remix with the Spice Girls.
And she's been going live too on Instagram, which is kind of cool. Just rando popping on. People love that. And by people, I mean me.
Right.
And
weren't you watching Melissa Etheridge do that a lot during lockdown?
Yeah, she did. Was it 57 days straight where she just came on social media? It was Facebook primarily.
Mm-hmm.
And then it evolved into something much bigger. And then her son passed. So that's when that run of shows stopped. And then they came back, and I think when they started doing it, it was sort of like, we're in lockdown for a few weeks and then that kind of thing. But I think everybody started to realize that it was going to be longer than a few weeks. And so she herself, I'm sure, didn't think that 57 shows in would get to that.
Right.
So that when they came back after, I guess, beginning their grieving process, they came back and they had a studio set up. They ramped up their offerings. And then with that, there was the offering to, buy a membership kind of thing. So she figured out how to make it work for her financially and for how she could support what she was doing, which was kind of smart. I myself like the free angle, but she offered quite extensively like access Q&A stuff, and did continue a bit of the free angle also, which was nice. But yeah, their setup was next leveled when they came back at it. So it was really cool.
As she should. She's Melissa Etheridge.
She's Melissa flippin' Etheridge. Now for Spice Girls Continuum, from Mel C, we go to Posh Spice, because Victoria has been getting some fashion suggestions from her children, which aren't really kid age. I mean, they're always going to be her children, but her eldest is 22.
Soon to be married.
And that
really?
See?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Brooklyn is engaged to a girl whose name
is only 22, right? Wow.
Yeah, and then I guess Harper is the youngest, right? Harper's 7, so she's probably like 11 now, something like that.
It's confusing when there's a number as your middle name. But fashion advice, because the kids have been going through old pictures and then sending them to her saying, you should do this again. And she's kind of like, I don't know about leather pants and puffer jackets, but they're like, you should totally do it. And she thinks that if she did it, she'd be locked away by the fashion police.
But what I love is that her kids who are 22 and under think that this, because in the article it mentions that it's all of her like 90s fashion. So yeah. I love that her 22 and under kids realize how cool the 90s were. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yep. I think someone should let Victoria know that there aren't actually fashion police out there. She's not in any danger.
Can you imagine? Like they come in, she's hiding under her bed. No,
don't take me. I won't go.
If you don't take me, I'll do my left leg kick out.
The one dance move. Exactly. It's all I have. And a puffer jacket.
Yeah, and the puffer jacket.
Well, it's nice that she's got pictures, and I would say clearly that she probably still has access to the wardrobe because she didn't say, well, I don't have that anymore.
Like your white hammer pants that you apparently have misplaced.
Wow. How could I not misplace them? 30
Did you
years later.
Them, or are they gone?
No, I'm pretty sure they're gone.
Okay.
When I say pretty sure, I'm holding out hope of something I know is not possible.
Okay.
Those are some sassy pants, though. Like,
Didn't
there
you
was,
say you could fit loaves of bread in them a few years
you
ago?
could fit probably toddlers in these pants. There was so much fabric, and it was like a durable, soft cotton, almost like a jersey bed sheet. They were just like gypsy pants, right? I don't think, are you allowed to say gypsy pants? But like kind of that abundant fabric. And yeah, there was a lot going on.
Yeah,
So you could
sister
feel
had a-
bloated that day, but
Yeah, my
no
sister
one
had a
would know.
pair of these really cool blue jeans, which I think were similar to what you're describing. And I just remember, so she used to, this would have been like 1992-ish, I think, 91, 92. So she used to have, and she's tiny, my sister. She's like, maybe, she's not even 5'2", I don't think. And she weighs like probably 120 pounds dripping wet. Like she's just not very big. So she would have these pants on and they were like poofy, of course. And then she would roll them up at the ankles. So she had like a
course.
whole thing going on. My dad was so disturbed by this look. He was like, "What are you wearing? You look like what's happening here?" And I think he even said that she had poopy pants a couple of times. And I thought they were the coolest pants ever. Like I love them, but Daddy Alexander, not into them. No.
Did she wear them again?
Oh yeah, she wore them like for whatever, for the year that it was in style or whatever.
For the year that it upset her father, because that's what people do.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like them? I'm gonna wear them again tomorrow.
Yeah. Maybe just
I must be doing something right.
Yeah. Exactly.
You ready for to throw down some trivia, Kel?
I am.
We're
Do
always
it.
ready.
90s. Now, trivia.
Bing bong.
Before I
Bing
start,
bong.
Adam, did you work on your next feature sound effects? Have you ramped that up yet?
Absolutely not. And I realized that 10
Sassy.
minutes ago, prepping for the show. Well,
Maybe for next week, Adam. Maybe for next week.
maybe for next week. The trick is to do it right after the show. So
Yeah.
don't forget
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. So we'll see about this.
Question number 1. In Wayne's World 2, which musicians tell Wayne in a dream, if you book them, they will come?
Adam,
Go, Adam.
the Rolling Stones.
No, that's nice. No, but I appreciate your
That's a big dream.
enthusiasm.
Thank you.
Sharon?
Oh, Sharon.
Aerosmith?
No.
Damn it.
Jim
That
Morrison.
was my second guess.
Jim Morrison?
Jim Morrison, that's what but again, questionable cards, who knows, right? Like as per last week, which by the way, I would like to, I'm not sure if I think I might've mentioned this to Sharon when I saw you at work, but I put a clip of you guys trying to answer the Janet question from last week's show.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I put that on our social media, and specifically on Twitter, it got, I think, 20 retweets and like over like it had like a bunch of views, and a lot of my followers on Twitter who I appreciate are obviously big Janet fans. And so one actually wrote, "Aw, at least they tried," which you should take as a Grammy award, because Janet fans don't mess when it comes to trivia questions. So the fact that they had pity on you both was delightful.
I like the possibility of a hashtag of look at those idiots.
Yeah.
At least they tried.
Yeah, at least they tried. All right, question number 2 would be What's This Life For was a #1 Billboard Hot Mainstream rock track hit for which band? What's This Life For? That's the name of the song.
My God.
Rock
I
band?
like how you went specific too on the charts, like not
Yep.
mainstream.
No.
What's This Life For?
Yeah, it was a #1 Billboard Hot Mainstream rock track, and it was a hit
For an
which
artist,
band?
a solo artist or a band?
Band.
How many words in their title?
One word band.
What does it start with?
No.
Well,
We
we're
don't
not
know
gonna
the
get-
answer.
Okay.
Just tell us what it starts with. Clearly, neither of us know the
I thought
answer.
you were gonna
Toss
give
us
the-
a bone.
All right. It starts with the letter C.
Creed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you
This
have
is
any
a
clue,
0
little Adam?
point value.
Any clue, little Adam?
well, we do play this song on our radio station. No, it all makes sense.
Okay.
What's it called again?
What's This Life For?
Yep.
You play
Yeah.
that on your station?
Once in a while.
Wow.
Let me check. Yeah, it's
We-
in the machine. We've played. Yeah, we played once in a while.
We play higher.
We do play that one too.
on occasion.
The pop station plays none of that.
Clearly. Pop station is
case you're
stingy with
wondering.
their hints also.
We also play My Sacrifice, and with
Oh,
our
yeah.
heart open, we do
Oh,
play
yeah.
a lot of Creed.
Yeah, that one
Yeah.
too.
Adam, I'm
Yeah.
disappointed in you. I feel like you should have known this then.
I could have known this.
We all could have
Okay.
known this.
I'd also like to mention for our audio listeners right now who can't see what's happening, but will, because they're going to visit our YouTube channel. Adam and I are both not planned wearing sports like vehicle clothing. Like I have my Kawasaki sweater on, and you've got your McLaren. You washed it, right, Adam? Good job.
I watched it since last week.
Sharon, do you have a motor vehicle company that you're currently wearing, or is it like a Montreal?
I
Canadian
have
setup?
Roots sweatpants on.
Okay, great.
Maybe I have pants on.
Maybe you have pants on. That's
For our
fine.
audio listeners, the threat of being pantsless is nothing new. For our YouTube viewers, you can't see anyways. How about this, you guys? The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees for the class of 2021 are being celebrated, have been celebrated for weeks now, and are set to find their musical home in the Rock Hall. However, in our news file, it'll be actually sidebar. It's going to be in person and in Cleveland this year, which is actually where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is.
Mhm.
Wonderful place to visit. Totally go there. And one of the highlights, I think, for me for last year's induction ceremony was when Depeche Mode were in their thank you speeches. It just seemed like they were having so much fun. They were laughing and just loving flashing back and stuff like that. So it was really cool. So in our news folder, Dave Gahan is about to release an album of covers with his longtime collaborator, Soul Savers. And what he says about the album is that there's not one performer on the album that he hasn't been moved by.
That's cool.
Yeah, really cool that these artists have helped him move. Just kidding. I think when you think of Neil Young, PJ Harvey, Bob Dylan on an album that has at least a dozen songs on it, it's no surprise that these are artists that have moved him as an artist. But the first single is a soul classic from 1967 called The Dark End of the Street. And to tie it into 90s flashback, if we were to go back to 1991, we would have heard that on the soundtrack or in the film, The Commitments.
Oh, right. Yep.
Yep. So if it sounded familiar at all to you, then that's why. And really good too. Like it's a classic that you don't try and redo to make it sound like you know, you
Yep.
just do the song and you do your best with it. And he really does a good job with it. Dave Gahan and Soul Savers album called Imposter is due on November 12th.
I love Dave.
Yeah, good guy. Great voice. Oh, and he's in
Oh my
fine
God,
voice
he's
on this album
unique
too.
unique
Yeah.
voice. And he also looks good with short hair and or long hair, depending on the era.
He's got it going on.
Yep.
He's got long
interesting
hair
when you-
now, right?
Sorry, Adam?
He's got long hair now, right?
No, I think it's short now, isn't
No,
it?
it's kind of shortish.
Never mind. I'm on the internet looking at pictures, trying to figure
Never
it out.
mind. Okay. You know what? We've got another one from the Not Exactly News folder also, because did we talk about it last week? Guns N' Roses?
No.
No, I talked about it with somebody else. I was probably complaining about it with somebody else. Their new EP is due in February.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 4-song EP.
Oh, yes, we have talked about it, and
We
there's
Okay.
talked
new
about it
song.
not last week, I don't
I'm
think.
starting to get
Sorry.
familiar with my rage. It's not real rage. Just the fact that these 4 songs, 2 of which are live versions of songs that take us back to the early 90s, and the other 2 are currently being played on the radio and streaming services and stuff like that. So why are we waiting till February is the question that is sort of rhetorical at this point, because we're waiting.
I feel like this is how he rolls, Mr. Axl Rose, because didn't like Chinese Democracy take 14 years to release or something?
Well, because it wasn't finished. They hadn't finished
Maybe
it.
this one, the remix isn't done yet. The Thunder
Oh,
Bliss remix
brother.
isn't ready.
Well, we'll never know.
Yeah.
But we'll
Can
have
you
to wait just
imagine,
the
though,
same.
Can you imagine if Guns N' Roses actually had a Thunder Bliss remix? I would pay money to hear that one.
Oh my God.
That would be in my workout playlist.
I hear in my workout class at F45, they do play remix versions of songs, and Guns N' Roses do make the list, but not in a way that you wouldn't identify it real quick. It's
Okay.
just very familiar, just ramped up. so you can get your sweat on, pump it up. But just to wrap up the Gunners, in a recent interview, Slash did say that he's not one for just sitting around, so they will keep on working on stuff. So while we wait till February, maybe there will be more to add to the list of things that we'll be able to get from Guns N' Roses.
Perfecto.
Perfection. We are going to do a 90s rewind in a second, but I wanted to talk about Elton John and how clear he is about the end of his farewell to the Yellow Brick Road tour and what he wants. He did an interview with Carson Daly for the Today Show and pointed out that his sons are almost teenagers. First of all, they're still 10 and 8 or 11 and 8. But he says that he doesn't know how much time he has left on this earth. And that, quote, I've had enough applause. I don't want to keep traveling. I don't want to be away from my family, end quote. So that's not news either, because he said that when he announced the tour.
Yeah.
He said, okay, we're going to wrap this up and I want to spend time with my family. And then we get the announcement of the tour, and the tour is going to last 3 years. And then we get a global pandemic, and that put a pause in that process. So it's ongoing. It seems like it's going to
at home.
Well, forever, I think. Yeah, he's been working really hard. That's clear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the working from home situation has him looking forward to January, because in a contrast of quotes, he said, quote, everything excites me. Just, the life I've had, the career I've had, the family I've got, every day is a bonus. I'm sober, I'm clean, and I can appreciate life on life's terms. But then he went on to say, so excited to go and play in front of people. And that the reaction from fans makes his soul jump. And that's a quote.
See, we've been down this path so many times with so many other artists, and I'll say it again, he should have never called it the farewell tour. He should just do what he does. And then if he wants to go out, because there's people that are still kicking butt and running marathons in their, 85th year. So even though he's 74, he could be propped up and headed out again. You know what I mean? So I
think it's okay to just end the tour too. Do your last one, and maybe it's the last one, and then decide that it's the last one. I think that for the common sense of people, he's 74. He's not going forever. Do you know? I mean, the Rolling Stones are in the same window, but they seem like they are going to go forever. But I don't know. I think it's up to the fan to make sure that you see the artist that you want to see.
Yeah.
Now.
And I think that Elton should maybe consider, because he's already done obviously a Vegas residency, right? So maybe he should consider doing a month residency in Vegas at some point when the kids maybe are on summer break or something. And then if he's living in England most of the time, he should do some kind of residency for a month in London, where he does shows every 3 nights or something for a month. And then because there's enough tourists and all that would go to see him. And obviously London's massive to begin with. So, and people would travel, right? People would travel to go see him there or in Vegas. I think he should consider that, because I think he should keep performing as much as he's able and wants to. If it makes his soul jump, or however you said it before, why would you stop? Maybe stop the big tour if that's what you need to do. But I don't think you should say I'm done.
Or maybe he takes a tip from Melissa Etheridge to figure out how to set up yourself at home to sound really good, and then offer, let's meet on Thursdays, or let's meet on Sundays or whatever, and just do it, or whenever. He can do it whenever the heck he wants.
Yeah. That'd be cool to see Elton trying to do his own tech to figure out Facebook live streaming.
But the fun part about Elton John as an artist is that his commitment to music, period, is never going to stay. It's never going to change. It'll remain intact, and that he'll always be a moral boost for new artists, I think, or a morale boost if they need it. That's probably why I was going with that. And the music that they make. So good for him, good for them, and good for us as fans. So I thought, with Elton John in mind, that our 90s rewind would feature at least 1 or 2 of his songs.
Great.
What?
Oh.
Next week, Adam. Next week.
I love it. Now, Elton John, back in 1992, around this time in 1992, had 2 songs on the Billboard Hot 100. One called The Last Song.
Oh, so good.
Really?
I love it.
Really? That's awesome, because it didn't do that great. So I'm happy that you know it.
No, I really love it. Yeah.
Cool. Well, it didn't do amazing. Didn't even come near the top 40.
Their loss.
You
I love
got
your
that
emphatic
right.
hand gesture, Adam.
But
Sharon with finger action, and now Adam with the
index finger,
hand
just to
flare.
be clear. But the song The One was also on the charts at that time, which was a pretty huge hit for him and great sing-along and hairs on the back of your neck standing up kind of song back in 1992. REM's Drive made its debut, same with Peter Gabriel's Digging in the Dirt. Two really cool songs that were keeping people cool for knowing those songs. And speaking of cool, how about Mary J. Blige and Real Love?
Oh,
Yeah, that was making it onto some mixtapes. Wooka, wooka, wooka. Okay, here's one for you. Technotronics, Move This. Tell me this, Kel.
Mhm.
Big in the clubs.
Yep.
I was in the clubs at that time.
Yeah.
Can you tell me the name of the rapper that was featured on that one?
On Move This.
You
Like
gotta move this.
The chick who was
Yo,
actually the rapper
yeah.
of the group.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I hate
Yeah.
this. Isn't it something like it's totally not what I'm about to say, but it's like Cool Mo D, but it's not.
Yeah.
What is it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, Kid K.
That's it. I I
How many times can I say yeah without you figuring it out?
Get it. Hello, Creed.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Kid K. On that note, we wrap it up. That's your 90s rewind, a rando sampling of some fun in 1992.
Nice. And before we wrap up the show, on behalf of Adam, and I'm sure he'll pipe in, we would like to congratulate Miss Sharon on 25 years of being at Showm 97.7, the Spirit of Rock here in Montreal.
Thank
And,
you.
she is the Queen of Rock for 25
One and only.
What? Thank you very much.
She even has a jersey that says it.
I've got
That's
a
true. I
question.
do.
When did that name come around for you to be the Queen of Rock? Has
The
that
Queen
been,
of
like,
Rock.
25
was-
years going on, or did it happen after 10 or whatever? Where does that come from?
It came pretty early, actually. It was probably, I would say, at least 20 years. And it came from two listeners who have since become friends.
The party
Obviously,
girls,
if you're
right?
going to be given a name like that, you're going to stay friends with people like that. So yeah, it was the Party Girls that are major U2 fans, but they also at that time were like soccer moms and, elementary school age kids and stuff like that, who just happened to maintain the love for their favorite band as 16-year-olds would, but they were grown adult women that listened to Showm, and they would request U2 all the time, and we spoke regularly back in the day, and so Queen of Rock it was.
Nice. Well, it suits you.
I'll take it. Oh, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Did you eat all the pastries
gosh.
that were given to you?
I was so treated and feted that day, fatted if not feted. There was a lot of really kind gestures and a lot of really nice things said on social media. So thank you very much. And I appreciate it. Everything was delicious.
Great.
And the
So
kind
no
gestures
finger,
were delicious
no finger or
too.
hand gestures. Just good gestures.
Just full fisted salutes. Rock on.
Well, congratulations, Sharon, on behalf of all of us here at the Big 90s show.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's super fun. It's remarkable. I like the people that said, so you started when you were 5? Yes, I did.
I'm
We'll
glad I
leave
didn't
it at
offer up
that.
the 15 that I was going to say. I figured that might be safe, but 5 sounds better. So we'll go with that.
Yeah, a child prodigy.
Exactly.
Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. And there goes our flashback to our favorite decade, right, you guys?
Perfect.
Till next
Earth.
week.
Until next week, and we get into an extension of season 10 here on 90s Now. Thank you, everybody, for finding us wherever it is that you do, whether it's audio, which we appreciate you because you've been long term. And if you're new to the visual, thank you for that, too. We're brushing our hair and making sure that we look as fly as possible. Thank you for listening to 90s Now. Still happening.